Being inventive, but nothing coming off at the moment. Kyle Briggs straightens up, gets the ball away to Baldwin, who does well, and then gets it to Snitch. He's wrapped up again, lost 5 metres there, Featherstone. Ball goes out to the left to Thackeray. This looks better. We've got numbers out there. Josh Walters to Taulapa. Taulapa goes over. He's the leading Featherstone Rovers try scorer of the season. It's Missy Taulapa. Steve, first of all, absolutely great game, wasn't it, this today for fans to watch?
Yeah, I think we just did a bit too much, left ourselves a bit too much in the first half to do, you know. We had a bit of a bounce back, didn't we, at the end there, but just out of our reach a bit, wasn't it? But yeah, it was a good game today, you know. It was like plenty of fans in that here, it was good. So.
And when we were up 12-4, we'd gone 2 scores ahead, hadn't we, in the game? And for HULLKR just to score those back-to-back tries just before half-time, how psychologically did it affect the team?
Well, we spoke about half-time because the 2 tries what they scored, I didn't think they didn't break us down, or they weren't like skillful tries. I think there was that one where them 2 lads clashed at the end and they got a lucky bounce, and then the other one I think like it was off a kick or something. But you know, but our fault, we knew we were still in it. Like we had the ill in the second half, you know, we'd pretty much done all the hard work. If we could have just held on that last 3 minutes of the first half, maybe it'd have been a different story. But you know, they've been professional, haven't they? They've turned up well and they've done a job in the second half on us. So yeah.
But even though you are disappointed, it's probably going to have been the best performance perhaps of these middle 8 qualifiers, closely matched, followed by the league game. It's just been announced that it's your last home game for Featherstone Rovers, and you've just got a round of applause from fans and players alike. Does this mean that you're hanging up your boots, Steve?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's about time. Like I've been struggling all year with a knee injury, and it's never been right. But yeah, I could have gone round again, to be honest with you, if it weren't for my knee. But it takes like 4 days to recover and stuff after a game. Now I can't be asked anymore. I'm done.
At least you're being honest. I can understand that. You're not going to do a Jamie Peacock return at some point in future, then.
I don't know. If I do, it'll be maybe April, May next year when it's a bit warmer and there's no pre-season, and Champ 2 trip to Canada or something. You know? I don't know.
Sounds good. A nice trip to Toronto. I mean, all that's left to say is just thank you for all the effort you've put in here at Featherstone Rovers. Got one more game next week at London, but you know, from us at Rovers TV, thank you for all your effort that you've put in.
Yeah, thanks very much. You know, thanks for everyone here who's had me, all the coaching staff and the backroom staff. It's been great. All the fans as well. You know, it's brilliant. Great club. Thanks
a lot, Steve. Josh, probably one of the best games that we've played so far in the middle 8s against a full-time HULLKR opposition that would be wanting to get some points today.
Yeah, definitely. I think maybe the intensity of full-time teams, of what they get, the fitness and how they can go for 80 minutes, maybe caught us, off guard at the first few games. I think last week it wasn't good enough for what we served up, and there's a real focus this week. We've got everyone training, and we give it a good go, and it's been the same. Sorry for all the qualifiers. Silly mistakes has cost us really, and I think we're a bit flat at the start of the second half, and we should have really capitalised. And they got a couple of tries which took the score away from us. And I mean, we ran them close. We can be proud, but still, it's disappointing that we couldn't, go there and beat them.
Yeah, I think you are right. There was that mistake just before half-time, let them in, and we let that two-score lead go, didn't we? And then in the second half, it took a bit of getting going again. But once the team got going again, we really did. And I think you had HULLKR perhaps worried towards the end. Yeah,
definitely. You could see it. That they were tired. I mean, we were real tired. But in rugby league's hard, isn't it? Whether you beat a team 70-0 or whether you lose by 6 points, it's still just as hard. And we've learned, and we kind of put everything into that performance. But still, there's things to take away from it, and hopefully we'll be able to go get a win next week.
Yeah, we've got London away next week. I think the last one of these middle 8 qualifiers, and they'll be looking towards that £1 million game now after their win over Salford yesterday, won't they?
Yeah, they'll be on a real high. But for us, we're not going to focus on the opposition too much. I mean, this week we didn't do too much focus on the HULLKR, because I think if you look in the first half, the 3 tries that come from, 1 was our mistake and 2 was penalties that we gave away, and they've ended up scoring. So they've not broke us down easily, and if we can fix up, silly mistakes, then we would have kept them scoreless in that first half.
And on a personal note, what's it been like for you coming in on the sort of like the end of season loan from Leeds? What's it been like for you turning out for Featherstone Rovers every week?
Oh, it's been brilliant, you know. I mean, at Leeds, I've played 4, full games now. Where at Leeds, I would maybe get 20-minute spells, 30-minute spells, depending on what the game's going. And for me, it's a learning process, and I've enjoyed every minute of being, especially playing at this ground. I haven't been to this ground. I've played for Leeds at this ground, and it's a horrible place to go. But I haven't been to watch the Fev boys play, in a competitive game. And I heard the fans are outstanding, and it proved that that's the case. They get behind us, whether we lost by 60 points or whether we're pushing teams close. And we're just disappointed we couldn't get the win for the fans, really.
Josh, thanks very much and good luck in London next week.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah. Jack, you missed the game today. What was it like watching it from the sidelines?
Not easy, really. It's not nice to not be on the pitch, especially in big games like this. A great atmosphere. They played really well, didn't they? So it's not nice to be on the sidelines at all. And especially it's the first game I've missed all season. I was hoping to play every game, but hopefully get the last game in next week.
And we were saying on the commentary you're the only ever present player of Featherstone Rovers to be there week in, week out. So when we saw you not on the team sheet today, it was a big surprise for us.
Yeah, I did my shoulder about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's been sore ever since. So I've been carrying it in the games, but it'd be too much this week, really. So yeah, like I said, it's a shame to not get through all the way through the season, but hopefully I'll play next week and just miss the one.
And HULLKR probably were up for the taking today, weren't they? We went 2 scores ahead in that first half, let them in for a couple of sneaky tries just before half time, and then came back probably the strongest at the end of the second half, and they were there for the taking.
Yeah, I think they were. Yeah, I think them 2 tries before half time killed us a little bit. If we'd have gone in at half time up, I think I think we'd have probably won, to be honest. But yeah, it was good that at the end they're coming back at the end as well. That was good. I thought we were going to do it. With 10 minutes left, they only needed 2 tries, didn't they? So yeah, I thought we were going to do it at the end. Just unfortunate they didn't manage to get over the line.
It is, and probably with an extra 10 minutes we might have even made it, because we did look the stronger team to say, they are a full-time team and we're not. Our fitness levels were pretty good towards the end there.
Well, yeah, John just said in there that you wouldn't know with a full-time team, which is true. Yeah, we look stronger at the end. It really was been part-time training 2 or 3 hours a week, and they're in every day, so it should be them who's coming on strong at the end. But today were us.
And we've got London away next week. London will be after the 2 points because they've got their eyes set on that £1 million game after beating Salford. But do you think that we can overturn them next week?
Yeah, hopefully. I think we've played them three times this year.
Yeah.
We've beat them twice, so hopefully we'll get the win next week and finish with a battle, hopefully.
Let's hope you're fit for that, Jack. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
John, Featherstone Rovers 24, HULLKR 32. Are you pleased with that performance?
Delighted, I really am. I think that certainly we've had our best performance this middle eights. I think we had a real good dig at this team. I like HULLKR. I think they're a really good team, and they're well coached and have got some excellent players, and they're a good club. They came down today in numbers, didn't they, to get behind their team, and I thought on the whole we kept them quiet for I wouldn't say 80 minutes, because they had parts in the game where they were really good, but on the whole I was really pleased with the performance. I think that we restored a little bit of faith in each other. I thought we saw a little bit of a belief. I think that at times it's come out in meetings that, they're Super League and we're not, and I just don't get that. But today I've been proven right that, irrespective of whether you're full-time or part-time, you have an obligation to roll up your sleeves and have a real good dig and not concede the points that we've done. So, there's a disappointment with some of the scorelines that we've conceded, but this goes a long way to restore faith in the group, because I didn't think we deserved to get beat today. I thought we were the better team, and I thought, apart from maybe a couple of spells in the game where they went try on us just before half time, I thought that was a big part of the game where it probably decided it, but we didn't roll over and give in. Second half we started poorly again with 3 errors and then a poor kick, invited them in again, but we're so close. It's again with facets of the game and parts of the game where we're going really well, and we just need to sustain it for 80 minutes. It is tough against a full-time team because they're used to doing it week in and week out, and we're not used to playing at this intensity, and we're not when we haven't got the players that we usually have. But I don't want to talk about missing Bostock and missing Mullally, these big blokes who clearly has had an impact on how we've wanted to play. I want to talk about how well we played today. We changed the game plan, moved them around. We've lost Ormonroyd. You know, we lost 3 big blokes there, and we changed game plan. We moved them around. We're a little bit more lateral in our movement of the ball, and I thought that caused them problems. I didn't think they expected that today, and you know, it's just a pity that we couldn't come away with something, because surely we deserve something from that.
We certainly did, and for the first 30-35 minutes we played a very measured game, and perhaps something we've not seen, perhaps with the exception of the league game, that we've seen in these middle eights, where we've respected possession and respected the ball. And also, as you say, we did play quite an expansive game, passing the ball out to either wing, and that was coming off for us, wasn't it?
Yeah, the completion rates have not been good enough, and that buying in of completion rates is, you know, it's there, but it's hard to execute when fatigue sets in, and when you're not completing, it becomes a really tough game. But our completion rates today were up around 80% in that first half. Started the second half poorly. I think that, you know, probably 5-10 minutes. I think at 50 minutes we were at 40% completion, and that just kills you. But we were brave enough to not roll over and give in. We kept going at them and played some superb football and some adventurous stuff, which, you know, is encouraging and certainly sets the tone for next season and sets the tone for pre-season.
And what was your half-time team talk like? Because there was that blow of the back-to-back tries, wasn't there, just before half-time? And how do you pick a team up going into the second half when they've been 2 scores ahead and then let 2 really late tries in just before the half-time hooter?
I think the key is addressing the reasons why the tries were scored. I think the focus doesn't need to be on an emotional reaction to the scoreboard, but the reasons why we conceded needed to be addressed. We did that, and we stopped them from scoring from the meetings and the discussions that we had with individuals. So, you know, it's about not being too emotional and not basing your team talk around too much around the scoreboard, but about how the team were playing. And we saw it. You know, stats were saying that we were playing really well. We just needed to be a little bit more composed and concentrate for longer. We had a couple of real bad calls go against us from the touch judges as well. One in each half, where I'm scratching my head how they can come to the calls where there were ball steals and the ball's actually away from the touch judge, and the referee has a full clear view of it, and the referee says a knock on, but then the touch judges who can't see the ball, can't see hands on the ball, it's impossible. I've looked at my video again and looked at the calls, and penalties, you know, from both of them. I think they're stinkers, and I thought they were at crucial stages where they just looked for a penalty, and I'm disappointed. I'm bubbling with regards to some of the calls that we got. Briggs has made a half break, got his nose through the line, gets his leg pulled. We've got them on the back foot there, they're clinging on. Gets a leg pulled right in front of Andy Smith, one of the touch judges, and it's play on. And that's what's disappointing.
And it was like you say, it was at key stages of the game. We thought there were some dubious calls up where we were stood as well. Irrespective of that, it has been a spectacle for the fans that have turned out today. Though it's the last home game of the season, and you know there was rapturous applause, wasn't there, at the end from the fans? They really enjoyed what they saw today. Yeah,
I don't think the officials deserve to be spoken about too much, to be honest, because I think it's very much about both teams and both coaches and both sets of fans. It made it for a brilliant day, and everyone enjoyed it. The family fun zone has been an awesome initiative. Kids out on the field before the games. It's just given this club a massive lift and set some standards as well for next year and regular championship again, and not just on the field but off it. I think it's really important that we embrace what we've done and learn from it and improve and see if we can push this club to another level.
And we've got London away next week, last game of the season. London have got their eyes on the £1 million game, obviously, after beating Salford. Do you think that we can get those 2 points that the fans are wanting?
I thought we could have got 2 points against Leeds, Huddersfield, everyone expected to win today, expect to beat London as well, and if you don't have that belief, then you know it transmits to your players, and your players don't believe it because they think, well, that bloke don't believe in us either, so how are we going to have some belief? So it's very much about we've played them. I think we've played them 3 times and beat them twice. They're a really good team. They're full time. I think they have a massive advantage at the back end of the year with fresh bodies and being full time, whereas we're injury racked. But that didn't stop us today, did it? And that was my message to the players in there about, don't matter whether you're full time or part time, you've got to rock up with the right attitude every week, and we'll do that against London. I think we'll get some confidence from this. We've got a long bus journey down, but we're together, we're travelling together, we're building spirit together, and we're determined to give it a really good crack like we did today.
John, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.